Hello, everyone. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where are you joining us from. My name is Valeria Meneses, and I'm part of the marketing fire team at Bosch. And today I give you the warmest welcome to our webinar where we'll be introducing NEXOSPACE Fire System Explorer. And we will be presenting how you can make your fire alarm system IoT ready with it. Before we begin, I would like to share some considerations for today's webinar. First of all, please be aware that we will be recording this webinar and we will be sending it to you afterwards. Therefore, all of the participants' microphones have been muted to guarantee a good quality of sound. Secondly, we will be having available the Q&A section during the whole presentation. So please feel free to write all of your doubts down. We will try to answer as many as possible at the end of this presentation. Today's presenters are product managers, Teresa Kramer and Steffi Stoidel. Please welcome them. The floor is all yours.
Thank you, Valeria, for having this nice introduction. So welcome from my side. Steffi will talk later on as well, but I will start with the presentation and also with sharing the presentation. So I am just clicking and overruling Valeria a little bit. So I hope that everybody can see it. Is it
Yes.
working? Perfect. Great. So again, a nice welcome from my side to this webinar today about the digital service for limitless transparency, NEXOSPACE Fire System Explorer. So hopefully you are here because you're interested in making your fire alarm system IoT ready, because today's webinar is about exactly this topic. But before jumping into the details about the Fire System Explorer, I want to start with a short, how can I say, story, I think, regarding how we are shaping our connected world at the moment. So when you think about different objects in your life, maybe you think about your flat, your house, wherever you live in, and you've got, some devices there. And in this actual time, everything needs and everybody wants to have everything connected to the internet. Because when you are away, a lot of traveling, you see other places, and then you want to make sure that windows are closed at home. Maybe the washing machine is going to start, so everything can be controlled via your phone. Therefore, these things need to be connected. You look at the younger generation, also there, everything is connected. Nothing is running without internet. So when we have a look in different areas in the world, we can talk about smart cities. So also our cities are connected. They have cameras, they have smart parking possibilities, intelligent traffic management, all of that. Everything is possible because of Internet of Things. Connected healthcare, also here we've got remote monitoring, and we can offer health insights predictively. So also here, Internet of Things. Then when we talk about sustainable energy, we can optimize the energy use and also the waste with remote services. So we can offer a reducement of the waste. And then, nevertheless, last but not least, smart homes, as I already mentioned. So when you are at home, everything is connected, lights are connected, your fridge, I just went to a new house from my flat, and now we've got a new fridge. And as I opened it, it was showing directly a QR code to connect your phone with your fridge. It's Internet of Things, it's Wi-Fi, it's connected. So why shouldn't we use that also for fire alarm systems? And fire alarm systems are stored in buildings. So also these buildings need to be connected. We said that this webinar is about NEXOSPACE Fire System Explorer. So what is NEXOSPACE and why are we talking at Bosch about NEXOSPACE? NEXOSPACE brings IoT to your building management. So the whole building should be kind of manageable from remotely. And NEXOSPACE is that overall umbrella, and our new Fire System Explorer will be underneath that umbrella. Sorry. But to understand NEXOSPACE, I want to give you a rough overview. So NEXOSPACE itself, it's already known in Germany quite well. So for the rest of the world, it will be also quite new because we are stepping in there right now. And NEXOSPACE is an innovative digital service suite. That means that below NEXOSPACE as an umbrella, we will find different kind of services. And these services help you to optimize your building, so your building management. It's an intelligent, connected, and integrated portfolio offering, and we will dive into it a little bit deeper in a second. What does it mean if we talk about bringing the IoT to building management? Sorry, I've got something in my throat. Sorry. Okay, now. So you can connect buildings with Internet of Things. That would be the first step. You go into a building, you make it IoT ready, and then it is connected. Based on this connection, your building can give you and persons who are interested in it building data. So all of these data can gain insights in the building. The services behind, they are analyzing and optimizing the building operation because you, through that analyzation, can see what you can do to optimize, for example, energy in the building, to reduce waste in that building. Everything of that can be analyzed by the data the system is gaining out of the IoT building data from your building. And therefore you can boost the building efficiency and security, because also security cameras are in that building management system, for example. To give you a deeper overview of the overall services underneath the NEXOSPACE umbrella, Steffi is now taking over to give you a rough overview.
Thank you, Teresa, and also a warm welcome from my side. Very glad that you decided to participate in our webinar. So let's just jump in the NEXOSPACE service cluster. As Teresa already mentioned, we have different kind of services under the umbrella of NEXOSPACE. So we're offering here 4 different clusters. One is NEXOSPACE Assist, NEXOSPACE Operate, NEXOSPACE Protect, and NEXOSPACE Sustain. The cluster that we want to focus on in this webinar today is the NEXOSPACE Operate cluster, because there our new Fire System Explorer, the service that we want to tell you something more about in this webinar, is hosted. The NEXOSPACE Operate cluster is called like that because the service that are listed here are more or less for our integrators, so for system integrators, for fire, and so on. We have also one similar called service called Fire System Analyzer in the NEXOSPACE Protect cluster. This is a service from our German integrator, and this service is more or less for the end customer. So it's not so much about operating the fire alarm system, it's more like protecting your building as an end user. But for this webinar, let's focus on the Fire System Explorer. And yeah, Teresa will give you a deeper dive in it.
Thank you, Steffi. Very nice that we now know the clusters. And yeah, as she said, I'm going to deep into the NEXOSPACE Fire System Explorer. So I want to make you known to somebody. This is our astronaut. Maybe you have noticed him already in some material or also on the web page and stuff. So this astronaut is the NEXOSPACE person. So he is kind of, yeah, the NEXOSPACE in a picture. And what he is doing here in that picture is he is holding the new Fire System Explorer cockpit. So what you can see in that screenshot is already an idea about how that cockpit is looking like. So the Fire System Explorer. He has holding it in his hands because he has the control. So he is kind of also the system integrator who has the control about all the systems installed at the end customers. So just let you understand, this guy will follow us in some more slides and also on our journey for Fire System Explorer and all new features which are coming in the future. Now, coming back to the topic, so taking remote services to a whole new level. This is the headline of that slide. We took that headline because you know that, I hope you know, and I'm aware that most of you know, that Bosch is a pioneer in remote services. Bosch was a decade ago already talking and making remote services available for fire system integrators and also end customers especially, so that they are possible to control their fire alarm systems from remote. And now we're taking these remote services to a whole new level under the umbrella of NEXOSPACE. Why it is a whole new level and what is different to what we have currently, you will find out when you stay in that webinar. But first of all, Steffi is taking care of your key advantages with that Fire System Explorer and the remote services.
Thank you, Teresa. So let's jump in our key advantages. First of all, we have the 24/7 transparency. Mainly those of you are already using our current platform, the remote portal that we already have for some years, also are know this transparency thing. So what we have new in the NEXOSPACE is that we really will decrease also our downtimes and give you more transparency to your current systems. So you have across all your network fire alarm systems a clear site on it, so you can clearly see what's going on your system, what's the health status of your system, is there any issue, do I need to react to something, and that's for 24/7. Next thing is that, of course, due to that, you also have an increased safety. So you can really monitor everything in detail as close as you want to. You can also make some prediction regarding to your maintenance actions, and you are able to rapid response to any kind of issue from your system. With that, of course, you can have more efficiency also in your daily work. You can see everything from remote, or almost everything. You can react prior to your service visit. So for example, if you see that something is not working well with the detector, maybe you need to replace it. Maybe there's a different issue with a battery or something, you're already able to prepare your service call on site. So that means you just need to go once to your customer, don't need to go twice or even more times. And last but not least, through all those things, you're also able to have a stronger market position because you're a leader in the technology and in all the innovative stuff. And that will bring you also a long-term satisfied customer on your site. Next slide, please. So more advantages. Like the remote portal, so we keep our promise that also new Fire System Explorer is easy to install. So you're able to install the Fire System Explorer in less than 30 minutes. That's what we promised already for the remote portal. And all you need is a router and a license. That means you don't need to have any further IT knowledge. It's really plug and play and easy to handle for everybody. What we are also offering is an individual user management. So we are offering different user roles. That means we also offer the possibility that some parts are only accessible from dedicated user roles. For example, you can split in the platform your systems two groups, or you can have different groups for it. You can have dedicated technicians to those groups. That makes, for example, sense if you're using like a group for one technician who's responsible for a special area, or you can also structure it differently, but everything is possible with our new platform. And last but not least, we have, of course, a secure solution. So we're using here state-of-the-art technology related to our secure network gateway. as Teresa has already mentioned, we are now hosting our environment also on the Azure cloud, which I think this stands for itself in terms of security measures and the servers which are hosted by Bosch. Next one, please. Yeah, jumping in, we again have our nice astronaut here. Jumping in our key functions. So what we are offering is, of course, the system status information. So you have at one glance all the information about all of your systems, of your groups, and of the health status of your system. So you can see at one side if there's any issue with one of your systems. What we're also offering is, of course, instant alerts. So you can subscribe for alerts for one of your system or for all of your system and decide yourself for what kind of alerts you want to receive a message via email or via push notification, also via our remote fire safety app. We are offering remote maintenance, of course. So here you have the possibility to see all of your sensor data in more detail. You have the possibility to download a sensor report and also to start the walk test on site via remote. And last but not least, we of course also offer automatic documentation with the sensor report I already mentioned. And there will be some more new features coming up in spring or early summer next year, which are really great things also concerning the automatic documentation. Yeah, and with this, I will hand over to Teresa.
Thank you, Steffi. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the webinar, making your fire alarm system IoT ready is, from my point of view, a very important thing in these times for each customer to be able to have an easy look at the fire alarm system, to have it controlled, to have insights in the fire alarm system, and also to gain information if your system is working fine, if there might be some influences from EMC, because all that is analyzed by the Fire System Explorer cockpit. And you get these insights already on time and early enough to be able to exchange the placement of these detectors upfront before any big issues occur. Nevertheless, there are some areas where it is much more important to have the fire alarm system IoT ready, and I just want to give you some examples. It's just 4 examples out of many others, but these are the ones for us very important. So you can imagine that you have got a customer and the location of your customer is far away, and the travel time to this customer is high. As Steffi mentioned, if you do not know what the problem is at customer side, they might call you and say, I've got a problem with my fire alarm system. And you say, okay, what is the problem? Is the detector polluted? Is there an EMC problem? What is it? And the customer is just saying, no, there's a fault message. I don't know what's going on. So you have to go there this far away. You have to find out what is the problem. Maybe you have got an exchange detector there if it is polluted, but maybe not. So you have to go back. You have to order that detector. It takes some time. And then you have to go back to the customer again this long way. And you can then exchange the detector. For your customer, it's taking a long time. For you, it's a long, long time traveling, going to the customer. And you could already use this time for other projects, for other customers, for other topics. So this is number 1 in our cases here. Number 2, it can be possible that the buildings you are managing are buildings with high fire load. So there is a huge system check needed. So every month, I would say, and you do not want to make this monthly system check every time in person. So maybe there is a big chance to use the remote services, so the Fire System Explorer, to be able to do some of these checks online and remotely. So you do not need to travel there, do the system check, go back again, just because this building has a high fire load. The third point is that there are customers which have environmental conditions, huge rough environmental conditions, a lot of moisture, a lot of dust, So you've got an increased maintenance required. Also here, it is really important to have it remotely controlled, that you see that the pollution is already going higher, higher, higher. So you do not need to wait until the customer calls you that this detector is going into fault because of that pollution. You can already do something upfront because you see in the Fire System Explorer what is going on. All that is analyzed by the Fire System Explorer. So nothing you need to do like in person, it's all done in the algorithms of the Fire System Explorer. And the fourth use case for myself, it's the most important one, I would say. You have got a customer with different customer sites. Yeah, so sometimes you need to go to every site, but sometimes you might need to go just to 3 sites. But how can you go there most efficiently? And all of that you can plan remotely. And also you can group these systems in one group for that one customer. So you've got a great overview. As soon as one system is having a trouble, you see it directly in the overview. And then you can plan the way with your car, for example, or how to go to which customer first. It's already done when you have a look at the Fire System Explorer. So I think this is giving you some nice benefits. Talking about these benefits, I want to have a short summarization and also some numbers for you. When we enter in that Internet of Things for fire alarm systems, you gain limitless transparency. Steffi already told it. I said it, but I just want to say it once again. You have a cockpit, you have the Fire System Explorer, you will directly see your systems. You can group them. It's everything on your side to have a great overview. You can thereof work more efficiently. You ensure greater security because you already know when the system is having issues before there is a fault message popping up, and you can inspire and retain your customers. In 2019, we did a survey, and based on that survey, it came out that you can improve your maintenance efficiency by 25%. 2019 is already 5 years ago. In these 5 years, we gained much, much more information from customers who already joined the remote portal with our remote services. And based on these data, you can imagine that this efficiency is already much higher than it was in 2019. So if you jump on it, it's getting even higher again. So, and this is something I just want to mention to you, that it's important to have it IoT ready, your fire alarm system, to gain these data for you, for us, to make the maintenance efficiency even greater in the future. We already now talked about the remote portal. When you're an existing customer, you already know that. If you're not an existing customer, you might think, what they are talking about. And then we were talking about the Fire System Explorer. So what is now the difference and why are we talking about all of these both? Steffi has one nice slide for you to explain it even better.
Thank you, Teresa. So here I have 2 screenshots for you. The first one, of course, is from the remote portal. So if you're using it at the moment, which I, of course, hope you're using it at the moment, you already know this. And the right one here is the new Fire System Explorer. So please, another click, Teresa. Thank you. So what we were focusing on the Fire System Explorer is, of course, to improve our UI UX design. So important for us was that we really make a nice and easy to handle design for you, so that you can find all the features and all the information that you need to have at one glance and super easy without the need to search for it long. So hopefully we did a great job here, but as we will come to this later, we will also have some migration steps and waves, and of course we will also do some UX interviews during that, and yeah, see what's the feedback here and maybe change some minor stuff. As I already mentioned before, we have the state-of-the-art security measures, also with the new Azure platform. And what stays the same is also that the new Fire System Explorer is able to be connected to our remote fire safety app. So you're able to use the app as you used to use it. Hopefully everyone is also using our app. At the moment, just a quick reminder, this app is free of charge, so I will also do some marketing for the app. Yeah, please use it. It's really helpful. So you can also receive push notification from your system, from the Fire System Explorer on your app, and do all the other functions that you are at the moment able to do also with the app when it's connected to a Fire System Explorer. And almost all remote portal features are also available on the new Fire System Explorer. We have 2 or 3 minor features that we will not have in the new platform. One is, for example, that you will not be able to receive messages via text messages any longer. But as we have our great app and you are also able to receive notifications via email, I think this should be not an issue. Next click, please, Teresa. Yeah, and we will have, as I mentioned before, a second feature wave, which we planned for May 2025. So good news for you, as the Fire System Explorer will be available from January 2025, we will offer the service first of all free of charge until May 2025. And from May on, we will have a size-based license concept and also with a simplified license handling. This was requested a lot of times that, yeah, you have really the size-based concept so that customer with a smaller fire system panel do not pay the same amount as a larger customer, and this will be realized with the new license handling. And of course, very important, we will also offer from May on additional features to support our detector maintenance. This will be very interesting and will also increase much more the effort from your side, but we will inform you on that on time. Okay, next slide, please, Teresa. Yeah, how to connect to Fire System Explorer. As I already mentioned, it's quite easy to connect your fire panel to the new Fire System Explorer. And an info for the existing remote portal user, it's more or less the same way like it is today. So on the right-hand side, you can see the basic setup about our remote services. So you have on the customer side the Fire panel installed. We have the secure network gateway. And via the cloud, we are connecting to the Bosch security servers, which are, of course, part now of the NEXOSPACE environment. And through the security servers, you can also connect RPS. RPS is our remote programming software, where you can do the programming of the panel also from remote. We have also the possibility here to use, of course, the remote panel via RPS. But okay, you also connect RPS to the service and you get the information that is stored here in an easy to use front end, of course. And in addition, our remote fire safety app is also connected, as I mentioned before, to the new NEXOSPACE environment. And as we already have mentioned that we have the best-in-class security measures, I also want to dive here in a bit deeper. So we have a 3-layer security concept behind us. The first, of course, is via our secure network gateway. We have here a certificate exchange between our security server, and we have an encrypted connection also to our fire panel. So that's the first layer. The second layer is that we have a similar certificate exchange also for our remote programming software. And also here we have an encrypted connection to the security server. One thing in addition that we added here for the NEXOSPACE environment is that we're now also offering a personal access token. So that's just a 2-factor authorization thing that makes it even safer. And the security server itself also checks then the identity of the panel and of the RPS to allow the user only access to the sites that the dedicated user is assigned to. And this is the third security layer. We use, of course, the same concept also for our app integration. That means also the connection from your smartphone to our server is, of course, secured using the latest security standards. And with this, I think we ready to jump in our live demo from our Fire System Explorer cockpit. So I will now show you our, let's say private preview page. So not every feature is already set up. So this is just a preview that I'm showing to you. I will mention some additional features that you cannot see now, but yeah, I think, let's see, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, working.
Perfect. Thank you for the confirmation. So what you can see now is our demo system that we have here on the private preview. And maybe you also already noticed if you're a current user of the remote portal that we used the icons here. So our connectivity icon, the cloud, and also the heartbeat icon here for the health status. We reused that. As we think those are really quite good icons. And we have here also the green status for the connectivity and the health. One information, as everything is green here on our demo system, that's quite nice. In case there would be one of the bubbles here in red, it would also be a red bar here on the left-hand side of the system or also of the group, so that you can see at one glance that something on this group or in this system is not working quite well. But now let's jump into the system. Let me open the details. So first of all, you have, of course, the possibility to set alert. So you can add an alert subscriber, and I will do this now. So I'll search for a person. I will choose myself. I would like to have, push notification, of course, for connectivity. For alarm, I would like to have mail and push notification. And that's fine for me at the moment. Just save it. And here I'm an active subscriber and also will receive an email about my subscription. As an admin user, of course, I can do it also for other users. As a technician user, I think I can only do it for myself. Let's jump in for you, maybe the most important section. It's the remote maintenance section. So we have here our panel. We have here the information, how many points are connected to the panel. So 346 in this case, 10 models, and you also have the information about the current firmware of the panel. If I open here the more detail, you can have a list of all the models which are connected to the panel and the information, what kind of model it is. You can see also more information. I think most of the information is similar to what we show at the moment in the remote portal, but I think it's the overview is a bit better and it's an easy to read thing here. So then let's jump to the show sensor data. It's loading, and then you can see an overall list about all your sensors on this module. You have here the information about group address, sensor types, sensor name. At the moment, we don't have here sensor name, but it comes as it is also at the moment with remote portal. If you insert a label for this sensor in remote portal, of course, you will also have shown here a sensor name. Then we're showing physical address, the serial number of the device. The pollution, if applicable to this sensor, it's not, because it's just an O sensor, so we have no temperature and no chemical value, as it is no CO sensor. But if it is a CO, then of course you will also see here chemical value, the current working hours of the sensor, the EMC, and the overall status of the sensor. So if one of those variables will exceed the threshold limit, then the status will first turn yellow if it's a pre-warning and afterwards turn red. And this status will also affect the overall health status of the system, so this will also then turn yellow or red. One feature that we haven't yet implemented is the walk test feature. So the walk test feature, if you're already a user of the remote portal, you know what I'm talking about. The walk test feature is a possibility to have the one-man revision, so that you don't need two people for the detector maintenance. You only need to have one people who can start the walk test here remotely and then click itself through the whole walk test, and at the end also generate a walk test report that can also be saved via PDF and can hand over to the customer. So this feature is at the moment in the development stage, so it will be available until January 2025, definitely. And then it's also great to use, and it will also be a bit more in have an UI update. So, but let's close the details. One more thing I forgot, sorry. For the system, of course, you have the possibility to also restrict the system. So I can manage technicians of the system. That means I haven't yet any assigned technicians to the system, but I can add a technician. So I choose here my colleague, Teresa, and add her to the system as a technician. If I do so, that means the system is restricted only for the technician that are added to it, have been added to it, and to the administrator. Other technicians are no longer able to see the system. Yeah, but of course you can also remove the technician and then it's free to be seen by everybody. So this can make sense, for example, if you have a dedicated technician for a dedicated system, then it's quite easy for a technician to find their system and you don't need to scroll through a large amount of systems. Okay, let's close the details. I said that we can also generate groups. So we already have one group here. It's called Munich Headquarter. But of course, I can also create a new group. Let's call it a test group. Great. And location is maybe over in Portugal. So I can also add here contact details. Mr. Man, that's a German thing. And then I can click on create group. And then if I like to get back to my ungroup system, then of course I can move this system into one group and I would like to have it in the test group, and I can move it here. And then it's now here in the test group. So you can move the system, you can create new groups and so on. And what else can you do? You can, of course, also have a user management. So at the moment, we have 2 users here. So it's Teresa and myself. But of course, you can add user. So you just type in the full name of the user, the email address, and then you can decide on the role or permission of that user. So we have administrator, technician, and customer. With the administrator, you can do all the user management, see all the system. It doesn't matter if they are restricted or not. And the technician, as I mentioned before, can only see the system which are not restricted or which are restricted to themselves. And a customer user is normally the end customer. So the customer can't see anything on the Fire System Explorer because the platform is not meant to be an end customer platform. Well, why do you need to have here a customer user? Because you need the customer user to be set here that it's possible for him to receive the notifications and the alerts. And it's also possible for him to use the app because the login data, as it is also today, will keep the same for our remote fire safety app and for the Fire System Explorer. So that's just important to know. And yeah, I think that's it from my side. And I will hand over back to Teresa.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So I will share my screen again. Let me shortly, where is it? There. So we come back to some important steps. So what Steffi already said, what we did not saw in the system demo right now. So as soon as one item of your system is getting in kind of an attention status or problem status, you will directly see here, I hope it's not too small, but there's like a yellow bar and there will be also a red bar. So if the whole system is kind of having one item in it where you have got a problem, yeah, you will directly see it also on the overview page. So you do not need to scroll through all your grouped systems, ungrouped systems to see where you have maybe a problem. You will directly see it on the first page of your systems. So just because I saw that screenshot and we did not have the chance to see it in the demo, I think it's good to mention it here as well. So Timeline and next steps. As you know, the Fire System Explorer is not yet available, but it will be soon. There will be a public preview. This public preview is for all customers who are already an existing customer of the remote portal. So all administrators of the remote portal will get information about when this public preview is available. It will be available in December 2024, so in 2 months. And they will get information from us via email that now they can migrate to that new system. So, and we will inform them also about the steps they have to perform so that we are able to migrate them to the Fire System Explorer. The public preview is for us a very important step because within that public preview, we kind of have still a test period with existing customers. So it can be that there are small minimum bugs inside. We hope not. So we do not have to do anything, but it can be. So this is why we do this public preview. And then in January, end of January 2025, we will have a general availability of the Fire System Explorer. General availability means that everybody who's in that call right now and not yet on the remote portal has the chance to join us with the Internet of Things for your fire alarm system on the Fire System Explorer. Also, existing customers can join when they do not want to join for the public preview with the start of the general availability. There will be some migration waves. We will inform every time on time with much information so that everybody's aware on time what they need to do. So the general availability means that the system is fully working. We fixed all the bugs, which we hopefully not found in the public preview period. And as Steffi mentioned in the beginning, and I want to emphasize this right now as well, it's free of charge. Until May 2025, you can use this service completely free of charge. The remote portal for fire customers will be end of service end of March 2025. So it is really important if you do not want to have any interruption in the service of the remote services to migrate to the Fire System Explorer before March or beginning of March so that by end of March you already are migrated. So this is something I really wanted to make clear about the timeline and the next steps. We already sent out some information already to the administrators of the remote portal. So when you are already using the remote portal, then you should have get already the first information on the migration topics. And as soon as there are more information to be shared, you will also get a new email. And also we are informing our Bosch sales personnel as well as the integrators on the next steps and what needs to be done. So we hope that everybody's getting this information. If there is anything missing, please let us know or your Bosch contact person so that we are aware that everybody is informed on time to have a smooth transition possible, because this is our goal, that nobody has a service interruption here. Saying that, we are coming to our last slide, and then we've got some time for a Q&A session. So what's next? First of all, I want to welcome you now to the Internet of Fire Alarm Systems. As you might use Remote Portal already, there are 3 next steps you should perform to be available to migrate to the Fire System Explorer. The first would be to exchange the C1500 gateway until end of December this year. It is free of charge. So until end of December, if you have a C1500 gateway, please exchange that to be able to connect with the VR 2020 to the Fire System Explorer. When you are an existing customer who already uses a VR 2020 gateway, please write down your MAC address and the serial number, because as soon as we start this migration, these are the information we really need from your site, together with your name and remote portal address, so that we are able to migrate you to the Fire System Explorer. And as soon as the public preview is ready, be prepared to be able to migrate to the Fire System Explorer. And it would be really nice if a lot of existing customers will migrate already with the public preview. For all new customers, and also there, I hope that there are a lot in the call. I'm really welcoming you, and we are happy to welcome you end of January to the Fire System Explorer. And I hope that our webinar today helped a lot to understand the features, the possibilities you gain with IoT for your fire alarm system with the Fire System Explorer, with this whole NEXOSPACE environment. And I hope we made really clear that it's a secure connection, that your fire alarm system and data is secured well. You've got a nice benefit out of that. And yeah, I just hope to gain some more minds to make fire alarm systems IoT ready for the future. So Valeria, I thought you are going to step in right now, and then we start with the Q&A session.
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you both, because it was a very interesting and important session. We learned a lot. And now we are moving forward with some of the questions. I realize that you have been answering some of them. But before that, and also during that, I will be sharing this screen with you. We will be very much appreciative if you can answer this quick survey to give us your feedback regarding this session and also to improve in further webinars. So please just take your phone and scan this QR code. It will take you to a survey that will take less than 1 minute. And then again, thank you for your participation.
So I already saw that there are a lot of questions, and I'm kind of sorting them a little bit, but I saw one question already. Steffi, maybe you can answer it. Will there be a feature of remote connection to the panel like remote terminal and RPS? This is a very demanded feature by customers for bypassing detectors, etc. PP.
Correct. Yeah, of course it will. So the feature as we have it at the moment, which is available in RPS when you have the remote connect activated, it will stay the same. So you have the possibility of the remote terminal in RPS as you have it by now. And you can use it. So there's no change of this. It's just that you have the new connection to the NEXOSPACE, but the data will remain the same, and also the look and feel in RPS will remain the same. So at the moment, we will not change anything in RPS, and it's working as soon as you have it connected to the new NEXOSPACE environment. So maybe a question for you, Teresa. I have seen that all C1500 gateways have to be exchanged for the new VR 2020 gateway. How are you going to inform all customers who use the remote portal at the moment that they need to connect to a new portal and need to change their gateway?
Yeah, so the C1500 gateways, as I said, they need to be exchanged. So what we did, we have a technical information sent out to so internally, and normally that should also be received by the integrators. If that not happened yet, so I will also get in contact with our Bosch people so that every integrator also gets this information. The administrators of the remote portal already got the information, and we also wrote down that they should get in contact with the Bosch contact person. So if you're an integrator who knows that there is a customer who has still a C1500 gateway, maybe you can reach out to him, or they already reached out to you as a system integrator. If you're a customer, please connect and contact your system integrator so that we can make this RMA request to the service desk, because until end of December, it is free of charge to have that exchanged. So we need the MAC address of the C1500 gateway inside of an RMA request. So we also send a one-pager how to exchange the C1500 gateway. And if there are any further questions, our sales colleagues, they are also aware of the way it should work. If there are any further questions, please contact them. When you're an integrator, as an end customer, please go to your integrator, and then we hope to make it as much as possible easy for you and for us that the exchange is possible until the end of December. I also saw how it is handled, that we do not have any interruption in the service with that exchange. So the C1500 gateways currently connected to the remote portal, all of them will be replaced if you request this RMA request. And when you do not have the VR 2020 yet on hand, it's not a problem because you can still use the remote portal until March. So, and if you receive the VR 2020 gateway in the next 2 to 3 months latest by requesting the exchange, then you will be able to connect it. You don't need to connect it on the time you receive it, but within the migration waves we have, you get the information and then you can connect the VR 2020 gateway. And before that, you can still use the C1500 gateway with a remote portal to do not have any interruptions. So just do this exchange to have the VR 2020 gateway on hand, and as soon as then the general availability or the public preview is there, you can start to exchange the gateway on site to be able to migrate to the Fire System Explorer. So I hope it was understandable. I know that it's a lot currently to understand. This is why we want to give you as much information as possible. This is why we try to send out the information also sometime before. This is why we hold this webinar also now, to gain new customers, but also to make current customers aware about the needed steps and what is happening at the moment. So Steffi, one question for you. Will the app be the same, or is it going to change as well with the new portal connection?
Yeah, interesting question. No, the app itself will stay the same. We will just have a new button on the app with our next app release, which is saying connect to NEXOSPACE environment, or more or less connect to Fire System Explorer. So please only press a button if you already connected your systems to the Fire System Explorer. Otherwise, you will not be able to log in with your credentials. But as soon as you have connected your system to Fire System Explorer, you can press then this button, and then the app works one-to-one also with the Fire System Explorer in the NEXOSPACE environment. So you don't need to download a new app. It will just come with the next update, and I think normally the automatic update set as standard. So normally the update will also run in the background. If you have set it off, then of course let's check and see if you can do the update manually. But normally it should be automatic. And I have another question for you, Teresa. Let me see. What else do we have here? You mentioned that not all features from old remote service portal will be available. Can you please tell us which are the differences?
So as Steffi already said, what will be a difference is that we do not have the text message notification. So you will receive alert messages as an email or via the push notification in the app. So this is something which changed. What also changed is that we have the personal access token. So also Steffi talked about that in the one slide regarding the security level. So this is something in addition to what we had for the remote portal. So you need an account name, so you need your email address, you need a password, and you need a personal access token, because that access token is guaranteeing a connection from RPS to the remote, to the File System Explorer. I'm every time still having both words in my mind. This is something which also changed. And then what is new is that there will be also new features available from beginning of May, June, so something like that, as spring, summertime, and that there will be every time new features be available. So when you compare the actual remote portal to the Fire System Explorer, to be honest, I don't see any disadvantage, anything what is what is changing that you see it in the first look. The most things are changing in the back. So we have a different cloud. For sure, it's a different look and feel. This is something we can see, obviously. But it's nothing that you have any services not possible anymore. Really, this SMS feature is missing. But besides that, it's really, I would say, same. So Steffi, you can also add something if I missed out, but I would have one more question for you then regarding licenses. Anything you
Yes.
want to add from
Yeah, maybe
my?
one thing. So we are offering at the moment a so-called panel report. So this panel report will also be not in the scope for the first release, but as I mentioned before, we are doing some UX interviews, and if we get the feeling that a lot of people are missing this panel report, there's an information about how the panel is built and so on, which modules are integrated, then of course we will also add this feature.
So it's
later.
more like, yeah, it's more like a standard version of that Fire System Explorer at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's the first release of it. And you can, if you use our safety systems designer, for example, you can compare it a little bit that we have now a first, first product, and then we will in the releases enhance it based on feedback we gain. So, and also we add then new features in the releases, and so I think this is the most different.
And of course, we're always happy to receive your feedback.
Yeah. Then Steffi, there's a question regarding licenses. As we said, it is free of charge until May 2025. What is about when I just bought, or the customer just bought the license for the today's using remote portal? Do customers need to buy a new one for the new portal, or is the license also active in the new one?
Yeah. So existing licenses, so we have to differ here a bit between a license which have been bought but are no yet active in the remote portal. So if you have a license bought which is not active yet, so it's no issue. We will just exchange it with a new license. If you have a license which is already active and where you have a high running time, so example, you just activated it by now, so it's running from now on for 1 year, then we will also inform about the process that we will find a solution how to generate you some free of charge months in the new portal. As Teresa mentioned, the new portal is free of charge until May. From there on, there will be a complete new license concept, also with a new license generation structure. We will inform on time about this new concept, but you cannot just reuse license keys that you bought from the old portal. That's unfortunately not possible. Okay, I hope this answers the questions. So I lost a bit here the overview on the questions. I don't know if we have any more. I think a lot of questions on the gateway stuff, but Teresa, did you see something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say regarding this gateway stuff, we will once again share and try to share also to the system integrators so that everybody is aware this exchange information. So I just read that there are some issues in communication, so but we will share that as well. And Steffi, one more question regarding firmware. So do they kind of need a new RPS firmware or a new panel firmware, or how can we manage that we connect to the Fire System Explorer? Because right now in the RPS we just see a connection possibility to remote portals. So
yeah,
what
this
can
is a
we do
very
here?
good question. For the Fire panel, you don't need to have any kind of firmware update. It's just important that we use the latest firmware release or the right kernel. That would be good. Regarding the RPS, it's important that you have an RPS firmware update. We will come up with the new RPS version probably by end of November, beginning of December, and it's important that you install this latest RPS version. Otherwise, you will not be able to connect to your RPS system with the Fire System Explorer, because as I mentioned before, there is this personal access token that you need to generate in the Fire System Explorer that you need to enter an RPS. And there is also now the possibility to click on the NEXOSPACE environment and say that you want to connect your system with the NEXOSPACE environment. And those are things that's changed here. There's some new certificate exchanges. So that's why you need this latest RPS version. So please keep that in mind. Before you try to connect your system to the NEXOSPACE environment, please download and use the latest RPS version. So I think, yeah, that's it. So I think for the question that we were not able to answer in this session, we will come back later to you, and I will hand over to Valeria.
Yeah, thank you, Steffi. So thank you both for the presentation again and for the answers. We will receive in your email the recording of this webinar, and also if you have some unanswered questions, we will also follow up on those ones. We thank you again for your participation, and we look forward to your feedback. Thank you very much. Have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.